regular Monday panel, the member for Bennelong Labor MP Jerome Laxale and the Chief Opposition Whip member for Casey, Aaron Violi. Great to see you both, gentlemen. Aaron, the coalition will be going pretty hard on that issue of Optus this week, I'd imagine.
Absolutely. We've had a horrific situation where people have passed away, and the reality is we've had the government know about this outage issue since a report that was released in 2023, and they've sat on their hands and done nothing. And then we have the galling situation where Annika Wells, the minister, goes, "Oh, sorry, not my fault, I'm a new minister." Well, she's been in the portfolio since May. What's she been doing since May? So we're going to hold this government to account, because in my community and every community, we expect that we pick up the phone and call 000, it's going to work. And under this government, it's not.
You know when a minister's going to be copping the opposition grilling, and it's very clear that this week the focus will be on the Minister for Communications.
Yeah, look, I think that's fair enough. We need to make sure that the public have confidence in the 000 system. Optus has let Australians down, in a pretty outrageous way, not once but twice. And we need to make sure we have the legislative framework in place to ensure that this doesn't happen again. We'll be coming to Parliament with legislation. I'm sure it'll be a focus of questions in question time, but also at Senate estimates. And, given the circumstances, I think that's appropriate, Kieran.
It's fair enough to have that scrutiny, yep. I totally agree. She's going to be certainly tested, the minister, you would imagine, this week relentlessly. Now, on the issue of PNG, the treaty, it's a big deal, this. The first alliance-level treaty that Australia has signed in 71 years. Confirmed today.
Fantastic result for both nations, and only the fourth type of treaty we signed of this nature. I know there's a bit of commentary that, we didn't sign it 2 weeks ago when the Prime Minister was there, but diplomacy takes time. You need patience and you need a calm hand. We've definitely done that in our time in government, not only with PNG, but right across the Pacific. So this is a good outcome for Australia. One that's, I'm sure, bipartisan, Aaron. This is a good outcome for the country.
It is bipartisan. Michaelia Cash confirmed that she was supportive of it. Had a crack that it wasn't signed a few weeks ago.
That's the reality. It is bipartisan. It's an important agreement that's been signed. PNG has a special relationship with Australia, and it's important that we have this treaty signed. Obviously, when the PM flies to PNG and leaves empty-handed, we will rightly criticise that. And he went with a plan and he
prematurely?
failed. No, well, he went to PNG to sign an agreement and it didn't happen. So there was a...
Well, it did happen.
It did eventually. It happened today. But when he flew there, he was planning to sign the agreement, was spruiking the agreement on the day that it would be signed during his trip. That was the reason he flew there.
It was the 50th anniversary of PNG's independence.
I would say, I understand that. Well, then why fly if you're not going to get the cabinet there? But the next question, Kieran, is because the Pacific is an important partnership. We saw, obviously, PNG, he flew there. He also was in the Solomon Islands, the Prime Minister wanting to sign an agreement, and again was left empty-handed. So we now move the conversation, as we rightly should, to say congratulations, you finally got PNG signed. What's happening with the Solomon Islands? They're an important partner in the Pacific.
Andrew Hastie, your colleague, stepped down from the front bench. You might be in the mix to get that promotion.
Put your hand up, mate.
We'll wait and see. We always serve at the pleasure of the leader. What I can say is it is the greatest honour and privilege of my life to be the member for Casey, and I love that role. I'll continue to make sure I represent Casey, and I'm really enjoying and feeling I'm making a positive contribution as Chief Opposition Whip.
Indeed. So, Hastie stepping back, what's your read on that? It's obviously not helpful to the leader.
Well, clearly there is Westminster conventions that the shadow cabinet has to be able to support the leader, and Andrew has made the decision to step back for his own reasons that he's articulated. And so now we go through a process of looking to put together a new shadow cabinet to make sure we hold the government to account. 000, many other failures that we need to hold this government to account on and continue to...
Does it undermine the effort to sort of regroup and reset your trajectory as a political party?
I don't think it undermines our effort. We need to acknowledge that on May 3rd we suffered the most devastating result politically that we've had as an organisation since our existence. And so there are different stages we go through, and we're working through our policy processes, and we're working to make sure we can hold the government to account and put forward those policies at the next election. And the charter letters, the backbench policy committees are all part of that robust process.
It's interesting. I've seen it through the other side of politics as well. It happens. It's almost a cycle. But things can change quickly.
Oh, absolutely. And, it's our job as a government not to focus on ourselves, but focus on delivering. We've done that since we've been re-elected. The Liberals will look at themselves for a little bit longer, I would imagine. But we're going to keep on working incredibly hard domestically and internationally to do what Australians expect of us. I just want to reflect on the reason why we've had these two high-profile resignations. You've got Jacinta Nampijinpa-Price, who made those heinous comments about Indian Australians and then failed to apologise. And now Andrew Hastie, who just wants to go and ad-lib on immigration to take it to the extremities. I think that's not where Australia want the Liberal Party to be, let alone any party of government. So I think, they made the right choice in 2025. They've got a lot of work to do. We'll go out there and do our job. They better get their house in order.
On the immigration issue, is it important to get that message right, given in a number of seats there was a backlash from multicultural communities on certain elements of the Liberal platform? It's
really important that we continue to have fact-based conversations around migration, and we have seen a significant increase in migration in the last 3 years since the Albanese government came to power, and that is putting pressure, no doubt, on infrastructure, on housing. The Prime Minister and many Labor ministers have acknowledged that there needs to be a conversation that's had around our migration level. And what we need to do when we have that conversation is make sure that it's respectful. Every Australian should be treated with respect at all times.
Aaron Violi, Jerome Laxale, gentlemen, thank you both.